All right, and we are going live.
Great.
All right, it's about time. Okay, so I'm not an audio engineer, and this is now our third attempt to make sure that this gets recorded at some capacity. So we'll start the intro again. This is Sarah Skala, who is a Division II college soccer player at Rollins University, or is it just Rollins College?
Rollins College.
Rollins College. Some say college, some use university, whatever. And she is studying her education degree. Yeah.
Elementary education major.
There you go. Stuck right now with a 4.0.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of boring though, because you've always done that. So.
I wanted it to I thought I was gonna die last semester.
Oh.
I was ready for it to end, and it didn't.
And it kept.
It's still here now, so. Might as well try.
Try, right? But in high school, your high school, your alma mater, Bishop Kinney High School.
Yes.
How did the preparation, were you, I mean, for you as a student, I think this is an individualized question, right? You as a student, you're always kind of prepared, but.
It's definitely different just because Bishop Kinney is college preparatory is what they label it as, and I definitely think that's true because just listening to other people's high school experience just
didn't get them ready.
Prepare them, in the same way. So
unfortunately,
honestly, I only took honors classes my freshman and sophomore year, and then I would get B pluses in them, so that would lower my GPA. But I found out through athletics they can stack scholarships, so the athletic and academic, and if you have a higher GPA, you're gonna get more academic money.
Oh,
so that's
nice
what
little,
motivated me.
There you go.
And then I took standard classes my junior and senior year.
Okay.
Got all A's in them.
Okay.
So
that was it. You were able to stack it better by doing that.
I was supposed to be in AP classes, but I just didn't go that route. But I still got into Rollins where I'm at now, and I even applied to other schools in case a career-ending injury happened. I got into FSU, I got into UNF. So I had other options even with taking classes like that.
So, in your opinion, looking back, I mean, you're still pretty fresh out of high school, but the ACE programs, AP, all of that, do you feel like stacking that and athletics or whatever sport they're playing is the best way to get to college, or do you feel like there's so many routes it doesn't matter?
I almost feel like it's individualized because
okay.
Both of my sisters took APs, but they didn't necessarily play sports, but they worked jobs. So they had a lot of pressure with that. They still got good grades, but I know people who did ACE, and ACE is a good program. I'm not going to discredit it in any way, but there's also people who just did honors classes or standard classes and they got the same result. I might even say I'm at a better school than some people who did ACE.
Got you. Okay.
Just because of the way that Rollins is and the liberal arts programs that it has.
I know a bunch of kids that are in ACE and they struggle with ACE, and they're trying to maintain that standard of learning and education while trying to play soccer at a high level and trying to maintain that. And it seems like they're just so much easier to burn out, where you decided I can take standard classes, excel in those at a higher rate, right? Because you learned about the scholarship opportunities. And there's so many scholarship opportunities out there I don't think that many people are aware of, unless you're starting that process. How was your recruiting process? Because how did you learn about that?
I think I learned about that through college coaches themselves, contacting them, talking to them about it when they ask about your GPA, and you let them know, or you provide them with your transcript, and then they kind of inform.
They walk you through what's out there.
I think it's probably closer once you get to them offering you stage. I don't exactly remember, but because I figured it out after my.
And you signed in spring, right? Or was it fall? Fall.
I did both. We did the club.
That's right. That's what I'm remembering.
National signing day, and then the February signing day for school.
There you go. Okay. How's the season going so far?
Good. We won the first one against Florida Tech, who they went pretty far in NCAAs.
Okay.
But we beat them 2-0, and then we tied UNF 0-0.
So you're seeing, obviously, as an athlete and a player, you're seeing some improvement in certain areas.
Yes.
How are you preparing for your seasons?
I think I do it a lot differently than everyone else, because some people will stay in Winter Park where our school is, and then go to this place called Spectrum, which is like some famous athletes go there, like Alex Morgan, she played for the Pride, and like Cody Simpson, when he was training to be the Olympic swimmer, went there. It's just like, you know, like it's known around there, like soccer players will go there along with like NFL athletes and stuff like that, and it's like they do lifting and like running combined kind of thing, but it's really expensive, and like honestly, I'm seeing better results than some of them who are going to Spectrum. So I come home and I pretty much have a routine for the summer of lifting with you, I think twice a week, training with Almond, which is just like fitness stuff, 3 times a week, and then soccer 4 to 5 times a week. Yeah, with the great Wale. Yeah. Shout out to Wale Limmy. What's up, man? Through Seoul as well. WPSL. Yeah. And you get to see and train with other college girls that you don't play with now. Yes. So that's always a help, right? To play against like somebody that may be challenging you in an area that you're not used to. You get kind of used to your teammates, and you get, you know, comfortable. Yeah, it's definitely good. Like you know what people are gonna do when you're with them for so long throughout college. It's just kind of like you know what you're gonna expect. So it's good to get a different point of view and just like not know what's coming when someone's defending you or when you're attacking them. You'll train with the guys too. Yeah, I do. We do a lot of pickup, which is good. And the pickup is the free play, right? You know, it's not structured, which I think is important, right? Instead of having such a rigorous, you know, day-to-day, this is what needs to be done, turn here, you know, left foot here, but you're with free play, you get to be as creative as possible, have fun. It's not area where there's like really no coaches. I don't think Wale goes to that many of them, so it's kind of just like me, Ashlyn. Shout out to Ashlyn Kane, who was at Mississippi. Yeah. Maybe a couple other girls here and there, but like not as consistent, and then just a bunch of guys who play in college just playing. Yeah. Well, it's fun. Yeah. Definitely makes me better. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I mean, you're playing last round, right? You were with Dante. Yeah. Reed, who was at Ohio State now. Dylan. Logan, who was just here. So I think that there's first off, the guys are their intensity, I think, is a much different than the girls' side. Yes. I mean, not to say the girls don't go in and go hard, but the guys just don't care who you are. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So when you go home and you get to train with the girls again, your intensity level is still up at that. Yeah. No, that actually happened this spring. I went back and like we were just doing like some small team practices, and I like pushed someone. I had the ball, but I pushed them like off like just down to the ground, and they were like really upset about it. And I was like, I didn't even think I pushed them that hard. It was because you're getting stronger. Well, yeah, but like, and just playing with the guys, like you have to. Yeah. Like you're gonna get taken out a couple times, but. What does your day-to-day schedule look like as a college athlete? Like in school, like. Let's go spring, because it's a lighter season. You're in spring now. I don't know. I sometimes think spring is harder just because of like how much we do, but so we did something a little different this year where we have some small group training on Mondays and Wednesdays. So for me, that's in the middle of the day. I either do the 11, 15, or the 12, or both if I want to, and then I have the time. And then at 4 p.m. on Mondays, we'll lift. That's typically front squat day. Okay. Tuesdays, it's team practice at 7:30 to like 9:30. Okay. And then we lift again at 4. That's usually bench. Okay. Wednesdays, it's the small group again, so I go at 11, 15, or 12, and then we lift again at 4, and that was typically, like, we were working on improving our beep score, so we were running on top of the parking garage. I'm glad that you brought the beep up. Yeah. Because, you know, I'm a fan of the beep. And every college has a different approach, so whether they use like beep or yo-yo. Yeah. And I felt like the beep was the most close to play as possible. It was much easier to score as well. I think it's easier to track your. Just the one that goes 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 1, 1. Oh, okay, yeah. No, 1, 2. Like there's so many like different yo-yos or beeps. We just do like the yo-yo. I think it's just 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes. Yeah. So I like beep versus yo-yo. And the yo-yo, obviously you have just those stages where beep is like the multi-stage. Yeah.
And it's like, I mean, it's the same. You kind of get the progression build, but
Yeah.
your beat improved.
Yeah, so I got 32 at the start of spring, and then I got 35.
There you
And
go.
we ran it right before spring break.
Okay.
So not like a massive improvement, but I also didn't use my miss. I didn't miss any.
Oh, okay. You could have
Yeah,
you could have used the miss
stopped.
to go more.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I just kind of stopped.
Yeah.
So.
What about, so you're having this, the intensity as far as spring is higher, but the play is low, and then fall is vice versa, where your training is not as intense as far as like weight room and conditioning, but your play is so much more frequent.
Yes.
How often are you playing throughout your week?
For the spring?
For your fall versus
the fall, basically from early September. I think maybe mid-September is when we start like our full schedule. It will be 2 games a week, pretty much every week.
Every week.
Except for we have one bye day on a Wednesday and one bye day on a Saturday, because like our conference schedule is we play Wednesdays and we play Saturdays.
Okay, that's
so
not
you get
horrible.
1 Wednesday off and you get 1 Saturday off, and I think there's 10 teams in our conference, so you'll play like 9 games.
Right.
But it's like basically conference play is just October, so it's like the whole month of October.
Oh, it's just
all
conference.
those games in.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's a lot.
Yeah.
It becomes
October
a lot. Yeah,
is a
October's
lot.
a high month.
Yes.
How are you managing your health in October versus September or spring?
Yeah. So like August, when you come in and it's preseason, there's like obviously 2 days and lots of running and stuff.
Right.
But I think I'm used to that just because of what I do at home. So like that's not a big difference for me. Like obviously I'm still tired, still get my sleep in.
Yeah.
But I think come October, like we will do recovery days on Thursdays if you played a certain amount of minutes.
Okay.
If you didn't, you'll go out on the field and kind of do a session with that. But that helps a lot. But like honestly, also just like sleep. Like if I can get a lot of sleep, I will recover so much faster than if I don't.
Oh, imagine that.
Yeah.
Sleep.
So like I know there was one day I was like really sick in the fall towards the end of our season, like right like at the beginning of our conference tournament. Like the first game I was like, I don't know, maybe had COVID, maybe didn't, we don't know.
Sure.
Like
we're moving on.
it was bad, like I could barely even breathe and like run. So like we played a game and I played like it went into like double overtime, like we scored with like 23 seconds left until the game was like over.
Oh
So
boy.
like that game was really hard for me, just like it was physically draining because like after the game I was literally like gagging and throwing up because I couldn't breathe. So like I basically just slept like the whole next day. Like they didn't make me go to recovery or anything. Like I went to class in the morning and came back and I slept. Like just slept the whole day.
You still made it to class.
Yeah.
Of course you made it to class.
Yeah.
I don't think that you missed class.
Yeah, no, I've never skipped class yet.
What about high school? Did you ever skip class in high school?
No, you like can't because like they'll call your parents and be like, here's your kid.
Yeah.
And they have like the cop on campus, like you have to have like a note if you're like going to your car for it. Like say you leave your lunch in your car, like you can't just walk out to your car and get it.
Okay.
You have to go to the office and like
Hey,
get a note.
gotcha. Yeah.
Walk there with the note.
The difference in freedom is drastic.
Well, I think that's why it also depends on what school you go to and like, cause like I can take standard classes at Kenny and it's gonna be a lot better than standard classes at school.
That's correct. And I just recently learned that. Like they weigh your classes differently based on the school that you attend. So if there's a public school that you get a 3.5, we'll just make that, right? Versus a private school's XYZ's private school that sits at a 3.2, that 3.2 is weighted higher than that 3.5.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I think it's just like their standard classes are like their honors classes.
Yeah.
Like there's a different level.
I don't know. I've never been to public school, so I
know,
don't know,
But at the same time, though, you were able to maintain high-level GPAs. You were able to play soccer. You do all the fun stuff, but you never, what made you take school so seriously? Because that's one thing I'm always fascinated about with you. Like you're just like, school this, school that, and which is great. I don't have to.
Yeah.
You don't have to be like, hey, how you doing in school?
I don't know. I think like my sisters are really smart. Like borderline kind of genius, like one's getting her PhD, one's working a job where she's literally saving money every single month, like
she's just hanging out.
So I think just them always being viewed as like super smart kind of probably did it a little bit, but like also my mom held a very high standard for us academically. Like
Okay.
if like C's weren't, I don't think I've ever gotten a C, but like C's weren't really like
Yeah,
allowed. You know,
right,
like
right.
you better have a B or an A.
What would happen if she got?
I have no idea. Like she doesn't even really ask me about school now because like.
When you're an adult, you're
Yeah.
starting. You know, what I'm saying, like on your own. The separation is starting to happen.
I mean, like she was definitely on my butt when I got like B's in the honor classes in high school.
Yeah.
But I think it was partly just like me trying to like be like, hey, I'm smart too. Not just
like
my sisters, but
the
then also
competition.
standard.
Yeah. Well, that's a hard thing because some kids they won't recognize that. They'll just be like, oh, my sisters are geniuses and I'm not, and that's what it is.
Yeah.
Instead of actually trying to put the effort into getting into a better routine. Maybe there's something that your sisters are doing that you're not, or vice versa. And some kids like myself who just struggled.
Yeah. No, I definitely have gotten better at it over the years. Just like I'm very much so a rules-oriented person and like routine. So like I honestly think part of the reason why I just do like it's a routine that I can follow and it's easy to follow. Like
I got
school,
you.
like I have class at this time.
You
I'm
want
going
water?
at this time.
You want water? You want a Fiji?
Fiji.
You want a Fiji?
Fiji.
You want water? Go ahead. Well, yeah, I think there's got to be something in there. Even if you're like, I look back as, and I say I was a bad student. But when I say I was a bad student, it was because I didn't fully understand or care. Like for certain classes, like science class, I was bought in. Like I was very attentive and it had my interests. Math, I was like, okay, yep, this is it. This is what math is, and I would try, but
Yeah, I don't know. I honestly just think it's like if I get into a routine, I'm
pretty good to go.
Like I'll rock with it. So like if I can figure out what's happening and like just learning, I don't know. Like obviously I'm not paying attention in my classes all minutes of every single class.
What happens when you get off schedule or off your routine? You have a hard time with it?
Like I don't like missing class. I think that's one reason why I like don't skip. Like even when we were in high school and like we had to travel for a club, like I hated missing class because like that's work you gotta make up. Like that's stuff you gotta figure out what you're missing. That's all this additional stuff you have to do just because you missed one day. And like
so
it's not worth it. Like you're doing more work just because you missed it rather than going.
You were thinking more about your future workload than your current workload.
Yeah.
That's rare. I don't think that's an average. I think that's an outlier at a high school age. Like I think there's not enough of those kids. Even if the kids that are in those programs such as ACE or pre-whatever, they're not thinking, I don't think, so far ahead. Like, man, if I miss a day because of my sport.
It just like sets you back like so much if you miss a day. Like I hate missing when we travel for games. I'm like, got all this stuff.
And you guys would travel, well, it's like San Diego was like summer, so that wasn't anything. But like, you guys would go to Atlanta.
Like North Carolina.
North Carolina, like you would have like 3 and 4 day trips, and you would miss a Friday, maybe a Monday, or you would miss a Friday.
Yeah, even now with like college, we travel Wednesdays sometimes because that's our schedule. So like I will miss like if I have an afternoon class on Wednesday, like I'm missing it, and that could be like every other week that I miss that class. So like,
but it's not like it's held against you.
No, it's not. Like the teachers are really understanding of it at Rollins. And they get it and they'll work with me and like I can figure out what I'm missing. I can have my work like turned in before the class and like know what I need to have turned in for next class, and like usually I have friends in the class so I can figure out what I'm missing.
Okay. And you're able to bounce off of them and they're able to I was having a conversation with another college athlete who is at Notre Dame, and he was explaining to me that some of their, and again this depends on, I don't necessarily it's college, I think it's based on like professor. It didn't matter if he was in the air flying home or wherever he was going, he had to have that assignment done by midnight with no flexibility.
Yeah, I don't think, like if I have something due on a Wednesday night, it's going to be due on a Wednesday night regardless if I have the game or not. Like they're not going to change it unless you like speak to them in advance or like, hey, like I don't usually do this, like I don't usually ask for extensions, which like I've done a couple times.
Right.
Like I really don't ask for extensions, but I think I've done it like once or twice. But I don't think it was like soccer related. I think it was just like life related.
Like I need some more time to figure this out.
Yeah, I'm drowning in like just schoolwork and soccer, and like I just need time. I don't think it was because of like a game. Like freshman year I would like finish my homework due Wednesday and like Thursday on like Tuesday, so that I didn't have to worry about it
The rest of the week.
with the game on Wednesday and like traveling and then like getting back at like 12 a.m. and then like
Makes
having
sense.
class in the morning.
Well, again, because that's rare because you're trying to plan so far ahead, either in the week or even in your month, and you're just like, okay, what do I need to do to get this homework done so I can maintain that status, right, that level. And you're almost done. You're halfway in it. You're halfway in.
Got like a year and some change left.
I'd say, yeah, year and a quarter. But what drove you to academics? Like, hey, I want to be a teacher.
I think since I was little, like I kind of knew. I think part of it is because I had such good elementary teachers myself.
Okay.
So I kind of just like idolized them, wanted to be like them. But then in like 6th grade, I think I did an elective class that was once a week where we got to like work with first graders.
Oh,
and, like,
okay.
read books
Yeah.
with them and like help them with like comprehension questions and stuff like that.
And that made you feel comfortable, made you
Yeah,
feel good.
like I was
It
just good at it.
you were good at it.
It was just natural. And then like even in high school, I would like help people figure out different ways to like look at things. Like we had a